My name is Lorenzo Ortiz, pastor of El Buen Samaritano. My wife and I, we have three daughters, Maria, Ruth, and Oralia, and we live in Laredo, Texas. Our ministry, it's helping the families that are coming from Central America and on other countries. We provided them shelter, the basic humanitarian needs, hygienes, and also some of the legal information that they need. So we try to provide them as much as we can on the physically, legally, and spiritually mainly for the needs that they have. So we concentrate especially on the spiritual needs, but we try to provide them as much as we can according to our efforts. We got three shelters in Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Mexico, and then we have another shelter at my house in Laredo, Texas, and then we have another one in Monterrey. And the total amount of people that we have at the moment, it runs around the 400 people on all those five shelters. The most pressing need that they have, it is spiritual. I know that they're so desperate trying to find not just a better life, but they don't have the peace, they don't have the trust in God. So the spiritual need is I think that the main one. After that, I know that they need safety, they need liberty, they need support, they need options. I know that they're not just looking for the American dream, but at the same time they know that they have challenges in the U.S. that they got to face without much help, because they're not going to have many people that's going to help them out with their bills, to find them a job, to transport them to the job. And so it's not just about the American dream. They know that they're facing maybe bigger challenges once they're in the U.S., but at least they try to have a safetier life. They want to save their lives, because they're in a point where they said that they'd rather risk their lives trying to get to the American dream instead of dying in their own country. They get threats in their country. They cannot stay living in their own home anymore, because they got to pay by living in their own home. A lot of them, because of these gangs and corruption of the government, they won't give them any other option. They start killing their relatives if they don't pay a certain amount of money. If they got a little business that is not really a huge business, if they even selling anything around their community, they said that they got to pay a fee by living in their homes and also by doing any kind of business around. So they're coming because I know that their life is on risk. What I would love for the our U.S. brothers and or Christian family to know about all this immigration issue is mainly that immigration is one of those things that all around the world we're going to have the same issue, the same need. The people is just looking for a better life. But it's not just about looking for a better life, but a lot of them, they're going to other places because they know that their life is in danger or their family's life is in danger. But mainly what I want them to know is that this is one of these, the word would be a sample of God in person. Was a migrant. A lot of our biblical samples of men and women in the Bible, they were migrants. And because we're persecuted, Christians, we're persecuted everywhere we go. If we're doing good, we're going to be persecuted. So if you're a Christian, even in the U.S., they're not going to threat you or treat you nice. You're going to have to find another place where to go or where to live. So a lot of these families that are coming are the ones that Jesus said that they were those little ones that they were not helped, that we did not help when they needed. They were not. That we did not host them when we needed to host them. We did not visit them when they were strangers, or when they were kidnapped, or when they were beat up. We didn't do anything. So us Christians, we all need to know that God is a migrant God, and He is with the migrants, and we're all migrants in this earth. As Christians, we don't belong to this earth, so we all need to understand that we're just people of God, and God is with us, and we're migrants. We all need to pray for each other, but mainly for those that are less fortunate. So we ask that all our brothers and sisters in their congregations, that you can pray for us, because we're not just living a normal life, safety life, a comfort life. We're always in the middle of risking our lives, and that's what Jesus said, that whoever is trying to save their lives, he will lose it. But those who risk their lives for others, for Christ, he will gain it. We have to do ministry in between this cartel, just like in the Old Testament or the old church. They were sharing the gospel in the middle of the persecution. It's just one of those things that we have to learn how to use signs, how to use sometimes keep secret a lot of the things that we got to do as Christians, because we cannot announce it to the world, announce it to the news, let everybody know who we are, because our life is in danger too. If we just tell everybody what the cartel is doing and how close they are to us, and all the activities that they do, we'll all be in worse danger than what we are. But on a daily basis, we see the cartels frequently, and the good thing is that just God gave us such a grace that once we do ministry for the migrants, we ministry also the cartel people. And cartel people, they see us now like not like business, but they see us just like neighbors that we're trying to get to the a better life. So they just leave us alone, because they know that we do good to them, and not just to ourselves. But we're always in the middle of a danger every day. This morning we had an experience with a little boy. This is a unique experience that we had, because this is the first child that we're taking to the middle of the bridge. And this child, the reason why they gave him political asylum, or they approved his asylum, is because he saw when they killed his dad in the front of him, and he still was kidnapped by his own parents, and so this family, when the parents find out and they saw what was happening, he decided to look for help in the U.S. until he found a lawyer and shared the experience and the pictures of what was happening. And the U.S. government decided to give him or accept him in the U.S. So we took him to the middle of the bridge this morning, and it was just such an experience that we didn't know that we were going to be able to take a young boy to the middle of the bridge and be accepted. This is the first time that this happens, but we were the only family, the only connection that he had, and we just thank God for all that. So there's a lot of testimonies like this that we might not know as Christian brothers or in our churches, but that's what God is doing. God says that He's a father for this children that don't have a dad or a mom, and He's like a husband for a widow. So that's exactly what we experience. We have sad experiences about the kidnapping of all these families. Maybe between the 60-70% of these migrants, they get kidnapped at any of the border cities. And the thing with this kidnapping is that sometimes they're not just kidnapping once. They kidnapping several times, because when they come in through one border city, that's just in the territory of one cartel. But if they send them back or deport them back through another city, that's another cartel. And then they just got to go over again through the kidnapping experience. So on the kidnapping experiences, sometimes they get sexual abuse, they get beat up, they extortion their families starting from $20,000 to whatever they can get, and if they cannot get a whole lot, then they release him, they give him a code. If they catch him, they can say that they already got a code from him and they let him go. But if they don't have a code and if they're in their territory, then they kidnap him, they take him with them. And some of these families, they got different experiences, like some of the young ladies that they can be used to be the attraction of the Border Patrol while they cross drugs through another point. So they use it just to bring the attention, and they go through so embarrassing experiences without any clothing with them, staying in the water for over 6 hours, just being in the river. So it's just so many sad experiences. Little children, they've been going through all these experiences. So kidnapping is one of those things that when these cartels let these people know that they're being kidnapped, they get sick right away. Some of the older people, they end up with very emotional experiences that affect their health, and they just end up so bad. So emotionally, whenever they go through the kidnapping, when they try to share their story, they just break their hearts. They just start crying, and they don't even want to remember or talk about their experience that they went through. So kidnapping is just one of those things that none of us want to go through that, because we never know if we're going to lose our life, if they're going to sexual abuse, or if they're going to be extortion. So they're in the middle of all this people that has strong or better weapons than even the army, the local army. So it's very scary, frustrated. They feel such a fear in their hearts that they just cry, and they feel so vulnerable. They feel that they're just like merchandise and vulnerable for all these evil people that takes advantage of them.